Welcome to the week 21 pregnancy update. In this video, we're going to discuss what is going on with your baby during week 21, what might be going on with you, some things that you might be starting to plan during this time, and then also what is going on with me because I am currently pregnant with baby number 4 and I am 21 weeks pregnant. So if you are also pregnant, especially if you are 21 weeks, be sure to comment below to let us know how you are feeling and what you are potentially starting to plan during this week because we would love to connect with you on your journey. So Roxanne, what is going on with baby during week 21 of pregnancy?
Thank you for asking. During week 21, baby is the size of a My Little Pony toy, if you have My Little Ponies. Or the size of a large banana, if the fruit vegetable reference kind of resonates with you a little bit more. Although I feel like bananas are pretty large size differences, so I'm not sure which banana that is.
I believe it.
A large banana.
I feel like I had a foot in my rib the other day. Like I felt like, I don't think she's actually there. She's probably pushing an organ over there, but it felt like a little foot was just like into my rib cage. And I was like, you're probably the length of a banana.
Yep, that's about at the length of a banana right there. So yeah, banana. Good reference. My Little Pony, I don't know. I forget how big they are. So, but baby is that size. As Gina is mentioning, baby is moving. Baby is moving a lot more. As you progress throughout your pregnancy, baby is going to move more and more as their central nervous system develops more. And it's actually more controlled movement. So before it's a little bit kind of sporadic because they don't have as much control of their limbs with their brain. But now as they're developing more and that central nervous system develops, they're able to actually think about moving and actually do it as they get bigger, which is really kind of cool. Baby's hearing is continuing to develop, so they're able to hear you a little bit more clearly than they were before. So continue singing and reading and doing whatever you're doing for baby.
I heard this one thing where the reason why babies like you to pat their butts like repeatedly is because it reminds them of your heartbeat.
It's really sweet.
And I was like, oh. So I pat my baby's butts all the time.
Oh, that's like why I've not read that, but I'm valid.
Science.
Yeah, it's valid. That's also like why they say swaddling makes them like for the first few weeks because it makes them feel like they're in their womb and then you pat their butt and then they fall asleep. Oh, science. I don't have research to support this, but science. Most of baby's internal organs have developed at this point to include like their liver and their spleen, which are two big factors of their red blood cell production. So those have been working overtime creating their own red blood cells for baby. But also now at 21 weeks, their bone marrow is also developed, which is another component of red blood cell creation, which is kind of cool. And at 21 weeks pregnant, this is that range of getting that anatomy scan of baby. If you haven't yet had that done, your next OB appointment will likely be the anatomy scan where they're looking at all of the internal organs like the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, and the brain to make sure everything is growing appropriately. But how are you doing during this time? So similar symptoms during that second trimester. It's the honeymoon phase, but you might still be noticing like the swelling of your hands and feet. One thing that we want to be sure of with our swelling is if you wear any rings on your hands, that you're noticing that you're still able to take your jewelry off because something that can happen is your hands swell up and your rings can start to cut off circulation to your fingers because they're so tight because your hands are so swollen. So making sure that you can still take your rings off to prevent having to go to the emergency room to get your ring cut off is ideal. So you can also get like those silicone rings as well during pregnancy. I know a lot of people that switch from their regular ring to like a silicone ring during pregnancy as well to kind of avoid the potential that their rings might swell up and they don't. It's a silicone ring. You can cut that off at home yourself.
I think something that I've been experiencing with like swelling of like my hands and feet is I feel like I have more carpal tunnel. Like it feels like it's harder to like do things with my hands sometimes. And I wonder if it's because like they might be a little bit, they're not that swollen, but like a little bit.
A tiny swollen, yeah.
Tiny bit. Just but that little bit makes a big difference in these tiny little hand joints.
And usually if you do develop carpal tunnel during pregnancy, it only gets worse. It doesn't get better.
Lies. How dare you say that?
Well, at least for me. It like I did all the things and it never got better. It just kind of either stayed the same or got worse. Which is you can wear wrist braces for the carpal tunnel. I find massages to be also very helpful and TENS units could be also really helpful for the carpal tunnel. The second trimester is a time where we rapidly gain a lot of weight. Not just us, but also baby. This is the period where baby's growing a ton. So this can lead to things like stretch marks from that rapid weight gain that you might start to notice those stretch marks on your belly, or even sometimes like on your hips. Some people will get them on their breasts from just the rapid expansion of those areas over a short period of time can lead to those stretch marks. Some people don't get them, like Gina, because she uses her magic belly balms. But I definitely have them on my hips and my bellies. And I started noticing them around like the middle of the second trimester for most of mine. This is also a common time where people start to create their baby registries. If you haven't yet created your baby registry or started planning your baby shower, this could be a really nice time to start doing all of that planning. Most people will wait until like the early third trimester to actually host their baby showers, but depending on family obligations, you might have one a little bit earlier. So with mine, I had my first baby shower around 24 weeks because that's when we were visiting certain family members. And then we had our bigger baby shower closer in that third trimester. So you might have more than one baby shower, but having a baby registry of what you actually need and want for people to easily buy your gifts can be really helpful. If you're looking for a checklist of what you actually need to register for, because the list of things that people will recommend to you for your baby registry is like a mile long, and it can be very overwhelming if you go onto Amazon or even like Baby List. Their list is like excessively detailed that most people don't need all of those things. We have a baby registry checklist that you can check out below to help you decide what to actually put on your registry that you'll actually use. So Gina, how are you feeling?
I'm overall feeling pretty good, and hopefully I can say that for the rest of this pregnancy.
Keep it going.
I'm just
We're on a
really,
21-week roll,
really
so let's
hoping
go.
for that. I feel like I've had like a ton of like change happening with my belly. I feel like it just like popped in the past few weeks as well. So I have been using a belly band when I'm like walking around a lot up on my feet just to like give just a little bit of support. I have noticed a little bit more like cramping and like Braxton Hicks type stuff, which is really exciting. Probably because I'm dehydrated.
Chronically dehydrated. We have 900 water bottles. We're still chronically dehydrated.
I have not been doing a great job of hydrating the past like week or so for whatever reason. And so I've definitely been feeling a lot more of like the crampiness, which then makes me crampy. Makes me like, what is it? Grumpy? Crabby. I'm really crabby because I feel very crampy. I have noticed like pregnancy hormones have made me more irritable. And I feel really bad for everyone that interacts with me. I'm like just irrationally just moody for whatever reason. But I get to blame pregnancy for it. It's not who I am. It's
Are you crying?
No, I'm
like
just,
Adam, no,
I'm just grouchy. I'm just a little bit more grouchy, like more so than normal. Workouts have been going well, still feeling like really good moving my body. Haven't really had any like pelvic pain or discomfort, which is really great, other than like the lower abdominal cramping to where I almost called my midwife to ask if this was normal. I didn't Google it. But then I realized that I maybe either had to poo or I was dehydrated. So I drank some water and went to the bathroom and then it was fine. But I did not Google, am I dying? So that was good. The past few weeks I have been dealing with more like stiffness in my hands. So it almost feels like it's harder to like open and close my hands and like do things like play on my phone with my
worst.
Which I think is the result of like the relaxin making my joints a little bit more loosey-goosey, probably a little bit of swelling, very light swelling at this point, just making it a little bit harder to do things. And I'm just, I'm dehydrated, but
your body's holding on to all of the fluid because it doesn't know when it's going to get fluid again.
So I would say like the joint pain in my hands is probably like the biggest thing that I feel like I can complain about right now with how my body is feeling. I also feel like because my belly has grown so much, the belly band has been really helpful, especially when I'm on my feet a lot. I've personally been liking Bowbay's Pro Bump Band a lot to provide some support. Like it feels like it's compressive enough to lift my belly a little and provide that support, but not so much that it's making it really hard for me to breathe, which is
gentle,
really important. Yeah, it's like a gentle hug. I do like it a lot. If you're interested in checking out Bowbay, because I pretty much wear all of their maternity clothes, their bralettes, their Pro Bump Band, their leggings.
They're so comfortable.
They are really comfortable. We'll link them down in the notes below.
You can use code MAMASTAYFIT for 15% off most of their stuff on their website.
So yeah, overall, week 21, feeling pretty good. No serious complaints other than my hands hurt a little bit, which hopefully will just go away. Maybe if I drink more water, It will cure my
Stay tuned.
hand pain as well. Working on hydrating a little bit more because I have been feeling more crampy. And I know one of the things that may contribute towards more of those like Braxton Hicks is you being tired and you being thirsty. So working on both of those, but still doing all my workouts, still feeling pretty good doing them. No pelvic pain, no lower back pain. So yeah, no complaints thus far. Baby girl is moving a whole bunch more. I'm feeling her more. I feel a little foot all the way up here the other day. She's been hiccuping. I have noticed that. Cannot tell which direction she is facing
constantly
yet,
changing.
but who knows? We'll figure that out later. So thanks so much for tuning in to week 21 of the Pregnancy Week by Week update. I'm feeling pretty great during this week. Hopefully you are too. Be sure to let us know in the comments below of how you are feeling, what kind of issues you might be dealing with, because if there is something pretty significant, we can always make a video to help address that as well. If you want more support throughout your pregnancy, be sure to check out our online prenatal fitness programs, which are going to be daily workouts to guide you throughout your pregnancy with different strength training exercises, pelvic stability exercises, core exercises, pelvic opening and birth prep exercises. Because now that I am past 20 weeks, I'm definitely incorporating a lot more birth preparation exercises as well. Our prenatal fitness programs come with the app-based format, which is going to be a list of exercise with demo videos. This is usually great for somebody that wants to work out at a gym in a self-paced setting. And we also have our full-length workout videos that you can follow and work out with at the same time. And we even have prenatal yoga. You can bundle our prenatal fitness programs with our childbirth education course, which is going to teach you the science of birth so that you know what is going on to help make birth a lot less mysterious and a lot less scary. You can check out all of our offerings on our website at mamastayfit.com/prenatal-support and use code YouTube10 to get 10% off any of our online offerings.